Hey you, it's Jess here, and we have another memory plan with me today in my Caress press inserts that are A5 wide size, and we're using, sorry, Heidi just getting into a box. We're using a Scribble Prints Co kit called Fantasy Fan, and this was the art that I based on basically just being a fan of fantasy books. It's part of my book genre series, and I paired this up with gold foil from this is Scribble Prints Co foil. This is an autumn bundle with pretty leaves, because I thought it's not autumn, obviously, we're kind of in transition right now, where it's still kind of cold and dreary here in the start of this, in the March period, so it's very early spring here, so I just thought the leaves went really well with the fantasy feeling theme throughout, so I decided to bring in the leaves foil. I know it just it went along with what the theme was for me, and yeah, so this is for the week of March 17th through the 23rd, and we were just well, if you watched the last plan with me, Heidi had just been to the vet, and we were starting a week of painkillers for her, trying out to see her underlying issue of her limping, and also this week we were waiting for her blood test results for the possibility of having a heart disease problem, and it did come back this week and it was all good, so she's in the clear. But we won't talk too much more about that. It's pretty much done now. But yeah, so otherwise it was kind of a normal week. I finished off a custom in art-wise for this, read a bunch of books. I was working on finishing books for, I was doing a Realmathon, readathon for this month. And then, yeah, so for the base, I haven't talked too much about it, but I just did my usual color blocking, and tried to pick out my favorite boxes. There was so many good boxes in this that I really liked. So I just picked out the ones that I liked the best, and I thought represented my interests the best in fantasy. So yeah, I think it turned out good. But I'm definitely going to be doing another spread in the future because I had more box choices I could have used. So yeah, but let's just finish up the base. It's pretty standard fare. Last week I didn't get to do deck up the top, but I did get to this week, so I think it turned out really cute. But now we will start on the day by day, and I'm doing batch filming, so if you watched the last plan with me this week, you already know, but I want to apologize for my chipped nail here. My nail is fine, but the nail design is chipped, but I haven't the heart to change them yet, so I apologize to that. I'm hoping it's not too annoying to watch, but let's get started now. The sidebar, I was still reading The Will of the Many by James Islington, and did I finish it this week? Yes, I did. I finished it this week. It was really, really good. It's the first book of a new one. It's I don't think the rest of the series will be in it, but this book is a bit more, it's a magic school kind of setting. It's just a really interesting fantasy, a lot to do with sharing the will of people to make other people stronger, and it's a pyramid thing, so the more people that are under you, the more powerful you are. It's a whole thing, and the characters in school in this book, so it's interesting. And then there's also kind of not a Hunger Games, but a school cup game at the end to win the coveted prize kind of thing. So if you're into that kind of fantasy, then this is pretty good. It's not written as YA, it's written as an adult book, so I think it's enjoyable even more that way. But I was working on the custom. I called my dad this week and I did some journaling, and I just write journal, even though that's not correct. It should be journaling, but I'm lazy and it saved on space. So let's go into Monday. We have the usual coffee Monday, as per usual. And then I did do, so I won't have any videos up this week because I just couldn't film any after the whole weekend with Heidi, the Heidi drama. So I just took a break. But so this morning I did some journaling, updating my reading journal and whatnot, because I finished 2 books on the weekend. And then I worked on the custom. So let me get these stickers in. I thought the green from the normal doodles matched really well with the green in this set, so brought in this little cloud coffee, which I thought was cute. And I started using these open book stickers to mark journaling, because it's pretty much what a journal looks like too. Journal. And then we were watching... Oh, I did my stickers wrong here. Anyway, I usually put them out in the right order, but I didn't for this day. But basically, we were watching some more of The Blacklist because we had watched all of Reacher, and we finished all our binging shows, and we were trying out The Blacklist. But as I said in the last Plan With Me, it just wasn't for us. We weren't really into The Blacklist, so we gave it a good shot, like 10 episodes, and then we're like, nah, that's probably enough. It was quite funny because we had recently binge-watched New Amsterdam, and one of the characters in The Blacklist, like the main character's husband, is the main doctor in New Amsterdam. So that was kind of funny seeing him that way. But yeah. So, yeah, I was still watching some Blacklist. I played Infinity Nikki, and I was reading Ancillary Mercy. So I took a break over the weekend to read a couple of short books for the Readathon's Gala of Peace, like a special weekend. So I went back to my main book, Ancillary Mercy, which is the last book in the Anne Leckie Ratch trilogy. Alright, so that was my Monday. Pretty simple. On Tuesday, I decided to call my dad in the morning, and we ended up talking for like 2 hours, which always happens when I call my dad, so I'll put that in there, slightly bigger. And then I got back to working on the custom for Andrea. Trying to remember I think that's what I drew. Yes. I think the set came out really cute in the end. So I have Call Dad. I just used a sticker from the doodle sheets that came with the kit that you could add on. We got work. And then I was listening to The Will of the Many. So I'll just put read here with the audiobook sticker. And then once again, we were watching The Blacklist, and we made buffalo chicken dip for dinner. We've been really enjoying that because, well, the chicken is, the dip itself is a lot of cheese in there. Although we've switched to a local cream cheese made here in Finland, and it's been good, tasty. But we have as many vegetables on the side as we can take. So we usually have capsicum, which is also bell pepper. Capsicum is what we call it in Australia. So capsicum, cucumber. We air fry some zucchini strips to dip. We also have raw cauliflower. We have sugar snap peas, and we have carrot as well. So we have a fair amount of vegetables with our chicken dip. Let me know of what other vegetables that you dip in these kind of hot dips. We also have tortilla chips on the side too, but that's our main. We just have a butt ton of vegetables to dip. Then again, I was playing Infinity Nikki, and then I finished Ancillary Mercy, which was really, really good. I really enjoyed the ending of it. So if you're looking for a good female-written sci-fi that's to do with like this AI, and it's like a real future empire, like it's not really the same humanity. I highly recommend Ancillary Justice is the first book. It's really fun, and I love the main character Breck. She's so cool. And it's also kind of quirky. I don't know. There's a lot of weird quirks with people in the book, and I kind of love that. So yeah, let me fill this out. yeah, I forgot to point out that in this clip art, the person is reading The Will of the Many. So I love how that lined up. I was like, yes, that's the week I was finishing A Will of the Many. So I was excited to use this box because of that. So Wednesday, I did some laundry, washed a bunch of clothes this day, and then of course did some working away, and I was still reading The Will of the Many. It's a fairly long book, so it took me a bit. Plus, I didn't read it like every single day the week prior, so it took a while to get through, but it was worth it. I did enjoy it, and I am looking forward to the next book, which I think is supposed to be out later this year. Yeah, it has a title release. I just got released the cover of the next book, so that's exciting. All right, and then this was our day of the week to order Noodle Story. We've kind of been ordering every week because I can get almost 3 meals out of my one bowl of noodles, which is like 13 euros. And it's really, really tasty, so it's nice to be able to like have something affordable and tasty. I think I'm just gonna do a little thing here as well from Vidiniki, just the way this is lined up. All right. Whoops, I did it in the wrong way. Glad I caught that before. Oh no, wait, I did do the right way. Oh my gosh, I totally didn't see that box right here. What am I doing? Anyway, here we go. We got a little icon for Noodle Story. And then we're still watching the Blacklist, sorry. So I said that we gave it a good shot, you know. We tried our best. We got Infinity Nikki. And then I was reading Missing Pages, which is a collection of short stories related to Mark Lawrence's The Book That Wouldn't Burn. Yes, The Book That Wouldn't Burn. The third book just came out like this month, I think. And The Book That Wouldn't Burn is the first book, and I read that last month, in February, sorry. And so I wanted to read the short story collection that kind of happens between the first book and the second book. It's not necessary at all, but they are interesting. There's some good little books in there, but I wouldn't say it's like you have to read them. But I thought it'd be a good little book to add to the readathon like lineup. Yeah, so I read Missing Pages, and that took 2 days, so I'll finish it on Thursday. But I do enjoy The Book That Wouldn't Burn too. So that is the first half of the week. I think it's looking really, really cute. At least I've got 2 fantasy going on here because Ancillary Mercies are sci-fi, so it doesn't quite go, but hey. At least I match one of the boxes with The Will of the Many. So let's get into Thursday. Thursday I put some new nails on. I think we're just going to do the same box setup as the other days, with the chunky or chubby little thing, and then yeah, chubby little thing, the box for work, and the fancy label for listening to Will of the Many. Although I finished it this day, so we can put finished book, which is exciting. I did enjoy it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I'm excited to see where the next book will go. But yeah, I enjoyed that. So I finished that book. Oh, and then this day I put in Illumicrate books because this is the day that Illumicrate released the special 10-year anniversary edition of the Alana books, so by Tamara Pierce. This was the first set of Tortall quadrilogy books, which I had to get these special editions because those are my first like favorite books like that I picked out myself. Before that, like I'd read Anne of Green Gables and Narnia because my mom got them for me. But I remember just looking through the shelves in my primary school at the books, and then I just saw the Alana books. This is like, I think I started reading them in maybe year 4 or year 3. Possibly too early because they are YA. So they're really for, probably a bit older tweens and teens. But I was sucked in. I was riveted. I think I started reading them just before Harry Potter came out, which is why I had no interest in Harry Potter as a kid, because I had my books about lady knights. And I was like, I want to be a lady knight, and I want my books to be about girls. But anyway, Illumina Crate, to celebrate the 10 years this year, released a beautiful set of the first quadrilogy about Alana. So I had to pick it up. I was able to get it. I think it sold out in like one night. I think something like that. So I'm glad I grabbed them because I'm just super excited to have some limited editions of them, because I don't actually own a copy right now. I actually bought a box set of the books and sent them to Andrea her last birthday or Christmas birthday, because I thought maybe she'd like to try them out, or when the kids are older they could try them out. But they are from the 80s, so I will say like they have aged. I'm sure they have aged. I haven't read them since then, so I'm definitely going to be doing a reread. One of my bingo board goals for reading this year in my reading journal is a book from 1988, which is the year that I was born. And I think the third book was released in 1988, the Alana quadrilogy. So I think I'll be rereading them this year to fill out the bingo board. But yeah, I'm so excited I got a copy of those books. Although I will say the third quadrilogy about Keladri, which is called The Protector of the Small series, is my favorite. I mean, I love Alana, and I love the second group of books about Dane, or Verila Dane. But about Dane, but I think I love Keladri the most. Kel is just me. She's tall, she's afraid of heights, she's awkward, she's freckled. She was just me, and she came at the right time in my life. So it'd be interesting to see if they do special editions of the other ones, because I would love a collection of the Keladri books. But anyway, moving on. We watched the new episodes of Reacher and Wheel of Time, and then I finished the Missing Pages collection of short stories by Mark Lawrence. All right, finished 2 books in the one day. I was very happy with myself. So Friday, we were busy working away, of course. I actually you're going to see I worked on Saturday because I didn't quite finish on Friday. So I just ended up working on the Saturday too, just so I could get this custom out to Andrea. Yeah, I like to get the stuff out, and I thought it's like, then I could start fresh on Monday or Tuesday, like start fresh the next week. So I just took the extra time on Saturday to get it all done. It's because I was working on the custom the week before as well, and I took a couple of days off then, so just borrowing days. So Friday was obviously working on day. We got groceries delivered, and then we watched the new episode of The Pit. I've already told you everything about The Pit and how much I love it, but if you haven't gone to try it out yet, you definitely should. It's on Max. The whole season is finished. It's 15 episodes, and season 2 is going to come out in January, so you're only going to have to wait less than a year for the next season, which is so exciting. And the next season, they said, is going to be 10 months later, because if you don't know, if you didn't listen to me ranting previously, The Pit is the 15 episodes covers one day at the ER, so it's 15 hours at the emergency department. So we just see one day. So the next season is going to be 10 months later on the July the 4th weekend. So that'll be a crazy day to watch. So yeah, definitely get on The Pit. I feel like it's gotten super popular in the last couple of episodes that it aired. And I'm super happy because I loved it. Loved it the whole way through. We also watched the new episode of The Severance. I don't actually know when that finished. Do I watch it the next week? No, I don't. So I think this was the last episode of Severance, and I did enjoy it. Also another good show. That one's on Apple. I enjoyed that one. And then I think this is the first episode, or we finally started watching the new season of The Righteous Gemstones, which is also on Max. So The Pit and Gemstones are both there. Love The Righteous Gemstones. This is their last season, so if you want to watch it, binge watch the whole thing. You know, soon there'll be the whole show done. So love The Righteous Gemstones. And then I started... So we had quite a bit of TV on at the in this part of March. We had The Pit, and then we had Severance for a bit, Gemstones, Reacher, and Wheel of Time. And now we got nothing. Oh no, we have, yeah, we know, actually at the time of filming this, we've got nothing except Gemstones. So at least we still got one show. Oh, it's so hard when all your shows finish. Anyway, then I started reading Dead Silence. Who's that written by? I can't remember now. I'm trying to get the author. I'll just pop out my reading journal, because why not? Dead Silence. I still have a lot to catch up on in my journal, as you can see here. Dead Silence is S.A. Barnes, and it was a horror sci-fi book. And I just put in here that I was scared, because this night I was scared. It was definitely the movie, if you've seen the movie Ghost Ship, it definitely had those vibes. And I saw Ghost Ship as a kid in the cinema, and it was not a good idea. I get very overwhelmed by horror. But yeah, so it was quite scary. Dead Silence at the beginning, especially. And there's like, I thought it was really fun. It was a fun adventure, fun horror. You know, fun sci-fi mostly. I think I liked the sci-fi the most. And then there's a little bit of romance in there, but I actually didn't mind the romance. I felt like it was actually pretty legit and well written. So, yeah, I enjoyed Dead Silence. But I was definitely scared the first night. I just literally lay in bed in the dark and was just like, I'm scared. Anyway, I have an overactive imagination. That's my problem. Scared. I'm just using a munchkin from What's More Love to mark that, because it is smiling, but I think I was also like, hee hee, I'm scared. But I'm also like, I'm scared. It's fine. I wasn't on a spaceship. I'll be good. I'm never going on a cruise ship because that's scary. Anyway, so then on Saturday, I did some journaling in the morning. I think it's because I'd finished a bunch of books, you know. So I needed to catch all that up. And then I finished up working on the custom set. And then I was able to send those files onto Andrea. I don't know what she's doing with this custom. It was actually a theme that I put together, that I made up. So this was like a free sort of set. So whatever she wants to do with it, she'll do with it. So that's exciting. We'll see how it goes. The journaling work, and then this is just sending files, because, you know, I gotta work on the files before I send them. And then I just sort of relaxed the rest of the day. We watched some Happy Endings, my favorite like Friends comedy. Oh, I also love New Girl, but I also love Happy Endings. So, you know. And then of course during that night I was reading Dead Silence. What do I want to do in the middle here? Oh, I guess I can put this in here. We just had a roast chicken for dinner. We've been having less roast chickens. I think we're done with the roast chicken for a while. We're kind of like tired of it, so yeah. But we had roast chicken this night. And yeah, I think I didn't do much else. Every day that I don't market, I was doing Infinity Nikki, but I was doing my dailies, so it only takes a few minutes. I don't miss any day with Nikki. Haven't yet, so but I just don't do market every day because I don't need to. But yeah, so I did Nikki, but I think I actually started reading Dead Silence like early in the evening because I couldn't read it too late at night because I was getting scared. All right, last day. So Sunday, I did some more laundry. I think I just washed the bedding, washed the sheets and covers this day. We watched some more happy endings. Since we bought the Blu-rays of happy endings, we've just sort of been watching them off and on, when we have the time. And then I was working on planning. So I think I was, just working on overall planning, figuring out, I was here at my desk just planning stuff, planning. It was very generic what I wrote in planning. Planning time, and then I have a whole bunch of little things here. For lunch, we ended up getting Tortilla House burritos. I bought this small indie game called Urban Jungle. And it's like if you've played the game Unpacking, it's a lot like that. There's sort of a small narrative over the years of one character, but instead of unpacking, well, you do unpacking in there actually, but mostly what you're doing is filling her homes and where she lives and her future businesses with plants. So Urban Jungle is all about, going through the story, unpacking boxes, and then setting up all of her plants. And you have to make sure, and you collect different kinds of plants, and then you have to make sure that some of them need light, some of them need water or humidity. So there are like watering cans, there's humidifiers, there's windows and lights, and some of them don't want those things, some of those want both of those things, So you're kind of like arranging plants where it's best for them to be in the home through the different levels. But it was a cute little game. I definitely recommend Urban Jungle for just a relaxing, unpacking kind of game and just playing with plants. And then we really wanted a new show just to binge, and we're like, well, we never finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't remember how many seasons we really watched, but we never finished it. I think we didn't see the last 2 or 3 seasons. So we started a whole rewatch of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And then I finished reading Dead Silence, I think because I was reading them earlier in the evening. So I was able to finish it fairly quickly. So if you're looking for Urban Jungle, it's on Steam, but I think it's only on PC right now. But I'm sure you can play it on Steam Deck as well. But that is the finished part of the week. As you can see here, it's a bit sad I didn't read more fantasy this week, but this was more about me just being a fantasy fan. But I'm also a sci-fi fan, so I think it all worked out in the end. Because I've already used the sci-fi kit last year, I believe. Yeah, in November, didn't I? Anyway, but this is how this spread has turned out. We do have a couple of leaves in here, these gold leaves. So maybe I'll plop them about. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. If you did, maybe leave some fantasy emojis. I know there's swords, dragons, those kind of things. Fantasy emojis or autumn leaves, because we got leaves here, or even green leaves. I think green leaves is a better option. So leave your fantasy and green leaf emojis down below if you want to comment. You got nothing to say, that's fine. I get that. It's nice to be able to just leave a little emoji and you're like, hey, I checked in with you. I do try and do that. I understand, commenting is so hard. I'm also terrible at it, but I think that's one of my goals for this year is just to, I want to I don't know, connect more and just show my appreciation through comments, I don't know, that's just my thing on YouTube. I watch too much and I don't leave enough. I always like a video, but I never leave a comment, so I should do that more in the future. I think that's a good goal to have, just to reach out to people more. But I hope you enjoyed watching and hanging out with me for this little period of time. I hope you are doing well. Let me know also if you want to actually talk with me. Let me know if you love fantasy books or fantasy media. What are some of your favorites? I definitely have some in this set, like Narnia. We have here The Magician's Nephew. I think that's my favorite Narnia book. And in here we've got The Eye of the World, Robert Jordan, Ninth Reign by June Williams. The Ninth Reign is so good. We have Way of Kings. So many in here. I can't wait. I haven't read Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb yet. But I definitely want to. But The Lord of the Rings, of course. But yeah, I had to put in the cat with the dragon wings. But okay, I'm just rambling now, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.